Thanks for joining us to our top story now. Japan's Prime Minister has addressed the nation as fears intensify about a possible nuclear meltdown at a power plant struck by last Friday's catastrophic earthquake and tsunami. The company running the Fukushima nuclear power plant has admitted meltdown is a possibility, and there have been 2 more explosions at the complex, with rising fears of radioactive leakage, with reports of damage to the structure protecting one of the 2 reactors subject to the last blasts, and radiation levels have risen outside the plant, reaching 400 times the annual legal limit. 4 explosions at reactors have taken place at the nuclear plant since Friday's natural disaster damaged the cooling systems there. Several people were injured in the early explosions. Up to 160 could have been exposed to radiation since the first explosion hit the facility in northeastern Japan on Saturday. Engineers have been trying to use seawater to cool the reactors at the complex to avert a catastrophic nuclear meltdown.
Well, there's now a very real threat of a nuclear meltdown at the Fukushima power plant. That's according to the Prime Minister, Naoto Kan, who's just addressed the nation. He's warning people in a 30-kilometre radius of the power plant and these reactors in question to stay indoors if they haven't been evacuated already. That's because there's a real threat and a worry that there could be a serious major radiation leak from the reactor. This follows the explosion at a 3rd reactor, which was previously intact until this morning, and the major worry now is because they believe that the reactor itself has been damaged. If that is the case, then they could have a major nuclear catastrophe on their hands, because radiation could be pouring into the atmosphere right now. And also, since there's been a fire, the explosion at the 4th reactor, again previously intact, it wasn't actually even operating at the time of the earthquake. It had been shut down before then, but a fire has now prompted another radiation burst and leak. That's according to the Prime Minister, and they're trying to put out the fire at that reactor now, but the Prime Minister does warn that there could be more radiation leakages. And also, this is very significant because this is the first time that the Prime Minister has actually addressed the nation regarding this potential nuclear meltdown there and a major radiation leak. On top of that, TEPCO, the Tokyo Electric Power Company, for the first time has actually admitted the possibility of nuclear meltdown there. This follows 2 previous explosions where the reactor itself hadn't been damaged, but this is the first time that they're actually coming out and saying this. So the situation now has suddenly got a lot more critical, and it could be on the verge of a nuclear catastrophe there. Regarding the radiation levels following that explosion this morning, they were shot up. They're a lot higher above the maximum permissible level. And at the nuclear power plant, they've evacuated the majority of employees and staff there. They've evacuated around 180,000 people already, and the rest of the people living in that vicinity, they're telling to stay indoors, such as the fear of a serious radiation leak.